Dr. Joyner, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you. Can hear you well. Good evening. Welcome to the Board of Education regular meeting for August 10th, 2026. I call this meeting to order. We'll now have the Pledge of Allegiance. First on our agenda, or next on our agenda, is our opportunity for public comment, public participation. And I ask, are we ready for public participation?
Yes, we are.
May we please have it?
First speaker will be Ms. Leslie Blateau.
Good evening. I'm Leslie Blateau with New Haven Federation of Teachers, and a topic that is of particular interest to the Federation, always, but more recently in the last month and certainly in the months to come, is accountability. We've seen the issue of accountability emerge this summer when we have been working to raise awareness about the continued negligence of our school facilities. And this particular example of accountability I'm going to share today is to ensure that the board is aware that oftentimes there is not a level of accountability from New Haven Public Schools on issues that matter to the hardworking teachers and students who go here. So just for context, 1 hour ago, we did get word that this issue has been resolved, but it was not without tremendous work by two people who currently are not being paid by New Haven Public Schools. We're on summer break. And I do have permission from this teacher, Christina Ferraro, to share this story. So light must be shown on this. New Haven Public Schools and New Haven Federation of Teachers, we entered an agreement with a disabled teacher who has 20 plus years of service to the city, a New Haven resident. It was an agreement for her to start an early retirement with the subsequent agreement that New Haven Public Schools would provide her health insurance coverage until August 31st. In July, she realized when her husband was getting calls that he was going to be getting kicked out of his rehab facility because he didn't have coverage. And when she couldn't afford her medication for her debilitating disease, that she realized New Haven Public Schools' end of the bargain was not held up and she did not have her insurance. It took 1 month of phone calls and emails, again, by two people who aren't working for New Haven Public Schools this summer, to respond to her, to work through the labyrinth of supposed accountability to ultimately land a month later, 3 months after the agreement was signed in May, to get her insurance. I will say a city hall rep picked up the phone and took calls from her, but needed someone on the board of ed end to green light the approval of her insurance. She could not get life-saving medication. This is one example of many examples that we've not always gone public about. But this is an issue of accountability and responsiveness that hardworking teachers who show up every day for students ultimately deserve. And I'll end, because I'm sure my 3 minutes are up, with a statement from Christina Ferraro, who again, I have her permission to share this because I recognize this is private and sensitive information. Quote, I would like to say that the way the board handled the transition of a 20-plus year wheelchair-bound educator who lives in the community, that transition to disability was disgraceful from start to finish. When Vice President Jenny Graves called her today to let her know that it did finally come through, she said, I just exhaled, unions are vital. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bledsoe.
That concludes public comments.
Thank you very much for public participation and taking the opportunity to inform the board on what is important. Thank you. Next, we have the action item, approval of the board meeting minutes. Thank you, Ms. Downer. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. That's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, we will vote. Ms. Downer,
Yes.
Mr. Wilcox,
Yes.
Dr. Joyner,
Yes.
Dr. Benitez,
Yes.
Mr. Waters,
Yes.
Mayor Elicker.
Yes.
I'm a yes as well. Next is the personnel report. Dr. Negron.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. You hear me? Just want to, before I ask for approval of tonight's personnel report, want to take an opportunity to highlight two of our retirees. starting with Larry Oliver, building manager, retired on July 16th. This was after serving for 25 years. And last but not least, Patricia Aceto, a kindergarten paraeducator at Ross Woodward Magnet School, who is retiring on August 20th after serving 30 years. With that, I ask for your approval of tonight's personnel report.
Thank you. Mr. Wilcox?
I move we approve the action items of the superintendent's personnel report.
Second.
That's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Thank you so much to our retirees for their service and congratulations on this next step. Mr. Wilcox will vote. Mr. Wilcox?
Yes.
Ms. Downer?
Yes.
Dr. Joyner?
Yes.
Dr. Benitez?
Yes.
Mr. Juarez?
Yes.
Mayor Elicker?
Yes.
I'm a yes as well. That motion carries. Finance and Operations Committee, Mr. Wilcox?
Yes, thank you. Before we get started, would anybody like anything moved separately this evening? Hearing and seeing no one, I move that we approve these 2 abstracts, 13 agreements, 1 amendment, 5 purchase orders, 4 contracts, and 4 change orders as outlined on our agenda.
Second.
Thank you. That's been moved and second. Any discussion? Seeing none. Mr. Wilcox?
Yes.
Ms. Downer?
Yes.
Dr. Joyner?
Yes.
Dr. Benitez?
Yes.
Mr. Juarez?
Yes.
Mayor Elicker?
Yes.
I'm a yes as well. Thank you. For the president's report, have 2 topics. One is I'm working with the executive team to plan a board workshop, and I will contact our board members about August 24th, where we would have a modified regular board meeting in order to have a board workshop to set board goals. But I will contact board members to see if that time works for us. And we also have a tool that has been developed by Dr. Joyner that we can use to help get our thoughts going as we seek to develop board goals in alignment with our strategic priorities. Please let me know any questions, but I'll also be reaching out to each of you to see whether that date works and also how we can facilitate conversation. And the second thing is a celebration from Mr. Juarez, who had a presentation and a performance this weekend. And I would like for you to just share a little bit about it.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry to take up your time tonight with this, but I finished a 2-performance run with the Opera Theater of Connecticut of Tosca, where I was the principal tenor role of Cavaradossi. It was a wonderful experience. So it's what led me to need to be absent from our previous meeting. I was in rehearsals, but the production is now over. And we had a wonderful couple of performances, enthusiastic audiences, and I think the only one that didn't enjoy it was my son, Rick, who was very upset that I had a love scene with somebody that wasn't his mother.
That aside, just want to congratulate you. Thank you very much for sharing with the district. And I think it is important just to see how our board leaders continue to strive in their own craft and talent and skill and make it available for others to see. So thank you very much for your example to myself and to others. Dr. Joyner.
I'd just like to say that what a joy it is to work on a board with Senor Suarez. His voice has melody in it, And I also believe that his presence is the same. He brings a calming and melodious presence. And oftentimes we don't have people comment about how hard the work of a board is and how people sacrifice their personal time. And he certainly is along with the rest of you, a phenomenal board member. And I regret that I missed that presentation, and hope that over time I can hear him sing. Because if he sings as well as he speaks, then we're in for a treat. And I paid him what I consider the ultimate compliment when I talked about Caruso and Roland Hayes. For those who don't know, Roland Hayes was one of the first great black tenors. And if you think about our accomplished board member, he's a cross between Hayes and Caruso, if you ever get a chance to listen to them. So thank you so much for being with us and for being in this community and bringing the joy and melody that you bring.
Thank you so much, Dr. Joyner. And thank you, Mr. Waters. I know I put you on the spot, but I appreciate the opportunity to celebrate you. And I thank all of our board members for how you volunteer and participate. Next on our agenda is our superintendent's report. Dr. Negron,
I'm going to move to be closer to the computer.
thank you.
Okay. Dr. Joyner and Dr. Benitez, we want to make sure that you can see the presentation online.
No, okay. Coming up. Yes.
All right, thank you.
That's it.
Right, good evening, board members and New Haven Public Schools community. In my report tonight, I will be reviewing the 2025-2026 academic year. It worked when we tried it. Right, 2025-2026 marked the second year implementation of our Path to Excellence, the 5-year strategic plan co-designed with our community, aimed at empowering every student to thrive and be prepared for success. I am proud to share an overview of our collective progress and the achievement of our students across the New Haven Public Schools during the 25-26 academic year. The year was defined by our commitment to strategic resource management, academic excellence, and the growth of our vibrant school community. We have remained steadfast in our commitment to fiscal responsibility. Through a transparent budget development approach, we included meetings with families in schools. We gather community perspectives on areas of greatest importance to students' experiences. We utilize a school-based allocation model, prioritizing resources towards the greatest student needs. Our advocacy with the state, undertaken with the full engagement of teachers, students, and elected representatives, allowed us to augment our funding for the next fiscal year. With these funds, we were able to protect approximately 72 positions to maintain vital supports for our learners. Our academic focus continues to yield measurable results across key disciplines. Student achievement scores in English language arts and math, as measured by the Smart Advanced Assessment, continue to grow gradually and consistently from year to year. Preliminary SBA data indicates that in ELA, 25% of our 3rd to 8th grade students scored at level 3 and above, up 1.2 percentage points from last year. And 67% in in grade 1 finished the year having achieved proficiency in phoneme segmentation, a key word attack skill, which represented a 6-point gain over the last year. "74% of third graders scored at grade level for reading accuracy, up 2 points from last year. The Algebra Readiness Initiative through Edmentum continues to show positive impact, with 76% of enrolled students scoring a 3 or 4 on the Smarter Balance assessment. We want to highlight John Martinez, as all their enrolled students earned 3s and 4s on the SBA. In addition, proficiency and above proficiency scores on the next generation science standards increased by 6% in grade 11 and by 3% in grade 8. Our students excel in the humanities with notable achievements in history, dominating regional and state levels in History Day competitions. In the Connecticut History Day, our students demonstrated strong research skills centered around primary sources, and our teams from ESOMS and HSC were able to compete at a national level. Our teachers also made notable achievements, like social studies teacher Brian Grindrod receiving the award for excellence from the Connecticut Council for Social Studies. Our multilingual learners also continue to demonstrate increased proficiency. This year, the Multilingual Learners Program celebrated a major milestone with 274 students successfully exiting the program this year. The last link scores continue to show a positive achievement trend, with a 4.3 increase in reading from our baseline back in 2022. At the same time, the World Languages Department significantly increased the number of students who graduated high school having achieved proficiency in at least 2 languages. 281 students were awarded the Seal of Biliteracy this year, and together they demonstrated proficiency in 19 languages. Our physical education and health programs have continued to flourish, with 82% of students in grades 3 through 12 improving their muscular strength and 81% achieving gains in cardiovascular endurance. And of course, holding on to the tradition of NHPS athletic excellence, with the James Hillhouse High School girls track team as state champions, boys volleyball and boys soccer getting to the state playoffs, and 5 basketball teams qualifying in the CIAC playoffs. Our focus on family and community engagement continued throughout the year to advance attendance and interrupt chronic absenteeism. Efforts resulted in 910 students who were chronically absent the previous year not being chronically absent this year. We have made strides in fostering a positive and inclusive school climate, continuing to increase the percentage of students who feel a genuine sense of belonging in our schools, reflecting our focus on a supportive learning environment. Data shows a 30% decrease in the percentage of students assigned suspensions from May 2025 to May 2026. Thanks to these efforts, thanks to the regular staff outreach to support our students and families, and thanks to families' determination to see their students succeed, we are seeing continued improvement in school attendance. Career-connected pathways continue to be a major focus for us. Our career-connected pathways are preparing students for future success through hands-on, industry-recognized training, with 83% of our students now taking at least 2 dual credit courses. Our manufacturing pathways saw exceptional outcomes, with 95% of students offer full-time employment at Electric Boat immediately upon graduation. Additionally, our manufacturing inaugural class saw tremendous success in attendance, grade point averages, college credit attainment, and industry credentials. We have continued to build our education pathway within 3 participating high schools. This past year, we adopted fieldwork sister schools where pathway students were able to gain field experience working with younger students. 3 concurrent enrollment courses were available this past year, with 2 others being available this coming year. Education pathway students completed a total of 30 hours of fieldwork. Our business pathway students continue to access specialized business courses on university campus alongside undergraduates, completing 3 college courses this year. We are now working on expanding to 4 courses per academic year. Our business pathway students were afforded opportunities to compete, such as in the Youth Entrepreneurs Battle of the High Schools Pitch competition. We celebrated the first cohort of graduates from the BioCity pathway. 100% of our graduates from the BioCity pathway will be attending college in a few weeks, transitioning into high-demand nursing, bioscience, and engineering programs across New England. The accomplishments of the BioCity pathway class were very impressive. A 4.09 average GPA, 100% on track for graduation, 399 total college credits earned, and a 77% positive attendance. Here is a glimpse of where BioCity pathway students are headed in a few weeks. Our healthcare initiatives continue to expand with hands-on clinical rotations, direct mentorship from Yale faculty, career exploration workshops, and collaboration with Yale New Haven Hospital and multiple organizations. 39 students completed EMT coursework, and 104 students completed CNA coursework this past year. Our pathway students are also earning industry-recognized credentials. We were able to launch an internship pilot at Hill Regional Career High School, now scaling up to Metro this coming fall. And successfully built out a career awareness and exposure series that is offered at Brada, Career, and Metro. More than a dozen new partnerships were secured to support this work. Our 2026 graduate cohort data is shown here. Inclusive of summer school grads, 1,227 students successfully earned a high school diploma. With the exception of our alternative schools, all of our schools surpassed 90%, with several schools reaching 100% graduation rates. This chart illustrates where graduates are headed. 73% are attending either a 4 or 2-year college or university. 9% are going into a trade or vo-tech. 7% are going straight to work. 2% are taking a gap year. 2% are going to the military. 5% were still unsure when they graduated. Here's the same data, just in another format, for those who preferred a graph as opposed to a chart. Our preliminary data also shows that we may have surpassed our annual target for our 9th grade on-track rates. We established a target of 88%. Preliminary projections have us at 91.1%. So we're very excited about this data point. In the next couple of slides, you will see the professional learning that has been afforded to our staff to continue building capacity to meet the needs of our students and prepare them for graduation and beyond. In literacy, 4 schools participated in a year-long professional learning for K-3 with West Ed through the Connecticut State Department of Education, leading to positive outcomes at John C. Daniels, Ross Woodward, Clemente, and Barack Obama. Reading intervention teachers in grades 5 through 12 also participated in Recon, again, an offering made available through the State Department of Education. Title I literacy tutors receive methodology and coaching through a 3-series series focused on foundational skills, instructional models for MLs, and end-of-year outcome analysis. In math, we honed in on educators leading educators, building capacity through coaching development and intentional partnerships to learn and deepen specialized strategies in mathematics. In science, we honed in on developing teacher leadership to strengthen NGSS-aligned science instruction. Our science teachers were able to engage in professional learning with Yale researchers and Yale Peabody Museum collections. In history, we were able to leverage established partnerships with local entities like the Peabody Museum, New Haven Museum, Beinecke Library, and Lost in New Haven to develop training sessions and classroom materials for our teachers. In the Multilingual Learners Program, the professional learning focused on sheltered instruction and high-impact strategies for teaching English to speakers of other languages in partnership with building administrators. In addition, parent workshops were designed to promote biliteracy while equipping families with strategies to support children at home. In student supports, focus was placed on building professional capacity with literacy instruction. 27 additional staff were trained in the Wilson's reading system. All our schools now have staff trained in district assessments, and 49 additional staff were trained by CREC in structured literacy. Paraeducators received training on what to do when resource binder, and 317 additional staff were trained in de-escalation strategies. A lot of professional learning opportunities were made available to our arts instructors, such as the Creators Classrooms Initiative, Culture in the Classroom, delivered by members of the Recording Academy as part of the Grammys collaboration. We continue our professional learning on data-wise improvement process, holding 2 institutes during the year, resulting in more than 120 trained educators. We now have 5 certified coaches to continue in-house training. The first cohort of the Yale Teaching Fellows completed their program and will be teachers of record in our classrooms when we open up our doors in 3 weeks. We also expanded the leadership pipeline by offering a 6-workshop series to 25 teacher leaders. And we continue our learning related to artificial intelligence, offering a voluntary Google AI learning series. We were pleased with the number of educators who opted into this learning. We continued our training on restorative practices, reaching over 400 educators and staff this past year. The training focused on building community, repairing harm, responding to trauma, and reducing exclusionary responses. Additionally, we continue to the Welcoming Schools training, with now 98% of our schools having participated in the training, which includes staff, students, parents, and community partners. Emphasis was placed on elevating student voice, ensuring SEL student leaders, student building climate liaisons, and student councils are effectively in place. We held the second SEL Student-Led Leadership Symposium and SEL Advocacy Awards, as well as Mental Health Awareness Fair and Student Advocacy Awards, and middle school mentorship with high school student leaders. 100% of our schools were trained in the climate policy. 61 additional staff were trained in mental health first aid, 139 to date, and 60 additional staff were trained in student complex needs, reaching 90 to date. Of course, none of this work is possible without the tremendous collaboration with our partners. In science, we were fortunate to have a wide range of trusted partners like the Yale Peabody Museum, Carolina Scientific, Electric Boat, New Haven Chamber of Commerce, and Alexion, just to name a few. Our university partners like Yale and SCSU Ethnic Heritage Center have been instrumental in helping us engage our students in exploring diverse backgrounds through authentic experiences. We were also able to engage our students in the commemoration of America 250 through our collaboration with the City of New Haven and Yale Beinecke Library. Our new partnership with Electra Boat brought about immediate rewards for students with an on-site hiring event with 94% of our students receiving employment offers on the spot. Additional rewards for the district came in the form of EB leaders co-teaching machining and welding in our manufacturing lab. We have continued to expand on our community partnerships to support the fine arts. Here is a list of our partners. I'll give you a minute to read through those. And here's a continuation of that list. So lots of partners that are supporting this work. We have also continued to address the national teacher shortage through our educator pipeline partnerships, through collaborations with Yale, Teach for America, SCSU, and residency programs. The district has successfully recruited, placed, and retained high-quality candidates, particularly in high-needs areas like math, science, and special education. And last but not least, we were able to offer students a summer learning experience. Elementary and high school students in grades K through 8 were afforded a camp experience where they accessed a well-rounded curriculum, which included literacy, math, and science, alongside creative outlets like coding, fine arts, and physical education, as well as swimming and outdoor field activities. High school students, once again, had access to a free high school credit recovery program to earn additional credits, ensuring they're back on track for graduation. We also expanded the Specialized L Academy, providing tailored language acquisition and deep academic support for English learners. Through exciting partnerships with local universities, we were able to offer advanced career pathways for high school students. Students had access to specialized courses like certified nursing assisting, business, and education, giving our students a head start on college credits and real-world career certifications. It was an extremely busy, long, exhausting academic year. All of it, every single part of it, possible due to the great work that we have in New Haven from our educators, from our staff, our community, our students, our families, with everyone continuing to work together as we strive towards the next chapter of excellence. If we continue in the spirit of collaboration, despite the hiccups, despite the challenges, I am confident that all of our students are going to continue to reap the benefits of our efforts and our collaboration. With that, I pause for any questions or comments.
Thank you very much, Dr. Negron. Any discussion from the board? And if I may have help just seeing online, Ms. Downer? Guess we'll see who's online if there are any hands raised. Okay. Let's start with you, Ms. Downer, please.
Okay, so I just really want to commend the district for the exceptional work. I read this report earlier, but this would be me actually commentating. So I wanted to I wrote some things down, and it says this: I want to commend you all. This work can just not be done by one person. We need everyone together, and together you did it. This dedication shows that by our educators, our administrators, and our support staff continues to strengthen our foundation that our students rely on every day. This level of preparation, transparency, and follow-through demonstrates what it means to serve a city with pride and purpose. Every improvement we make directly impacts the lives and the future of our students. Their success is the reason we do this work. And I am proud to see a district, in spite of, that keeps students at the center of every decision. This report showed me the disciplined stewardship of public resources, responsible. I know we're gonna get better with fiscal management. It is just not a financial practice. It is our commitment to ensuring our classrooms, our buildings, our programs, and the support remain strong and sustainable for years to come. Our progress is strengthened by families, lots of community partners, and our staff working together. New Haven thrives when collaboration is real, consistent, and focused on outcomes that matter. Our students, our community. And above all, we remain committed to ensuring every student in every neighborhood receives the opportunities they deserve. Equity and access are not slogans, they are obligations. This work reflects that. Thank you to everyone in the New Haven district, and I mean everyone who contributed to this effort. Your professionalism, your collaboration, and dedication moves our district forward and reflects the best of public education in New Haven. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Downer. Well said. Dr. Benitez.
I wanted to, definitely Miss Downer has very eloquently expressed my same feelings about how our district, even with all the challenges that we encounter, continues to amaze me. I know the public wants more, and every individual parent, at times when it comes to your own individual child, you want more. We always want more. But I have to say that coming out of the pandemic was something that it looked to me as the most difficult thing we've done in many years. And it's amazing that 6 years have gone by and we're still working hard at coming out of that very difficult and challenging time. We learned many things throughout it. But we gained some things out of that. And I think what we gained was that we learned as a community that we need to continue to work together. We have the hiccups, and I want to say that even though we have difficulties, it amazes me that teachers, no matter what, continue to have a commitment to our students. Our central office staff, even though are criticized constantly, continue to work day in and day out. Our district staff that support attendance and all that continue to get the brunt of the state mandates, but they continue to support our kids and our families. And I have to say that those who are leading the schools continue to have to be that face that has to deal with the difficult moments for parents or for teachers or for the community, but they do it with courage. So I have to say, I am very happy of what I see. Can we improve? Of course, we always, and that's a New Haven way. We're not happy with the status quo. We have to keep pushing. But I want all of you to know that I would not change the place where my family lives for anything. They will live there. I will live there. My home will be in New Haven forever because of the quality of life that we give through schools and through the services the city of New Haven provides. Congratulations to all of the members of the New Haven Public Schools and the families and students. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Benitez. Mr. Wilcox, and then Dr. Joyner, and then Mr. Waters. Mr. Wilcox?
Yes, thank you. I'll be brief. Thank you for the presentation. I think it's always informative when we get to see the year in review and celebrate some of the highlights. Just echo some of the comments, particularly Ms. Downer's talking about, that the progress is measured in improvements in children's lives. And that's one thing, whenever I see these numbers, I can already imagine what some of the comments will be. Oh, it's only, X percent, it should be 100% on every metric. And I do think it's always important to remember that every move in a percent is a certain number of kids that are improving, et cetera. So just picking on one number, the exceeding the goal for the ninth grade transition, successful ninth grade transition, which we know from the data means that they're more likely to graduate on time, more likely to graduate, et cetera, if they successfully managed moving into ninth grade and getting through ninth grade. Just exceeding that, that increase in percentage is an increase in the number of students that years from now, a couple years from now, will be graduating on time. And we know from all the research that shows that, these types of milestones are just so important. So just thank you for that. And the other thing is that I'll just say is the fact that we're doing this when we know from our staffing guidelines report that for pretty much every category that was shown in this presentation, we don't have enough people. We don't have as much people in the positions to do the work as other districts that have wealthier districts that have more funding to be able to have the number of math teachers that you need to get the high scores across the district, their districts in the math tests. And so that's why the Blue Ribbon Commission that's looking at this is going to be so important, and the continued efforts to get the one-time money to save positions, which means increased number of adults affecting students' lives, to be able to then take that and make some of these changes more permanent in actually updating the education cost sharing formula and other funding mechanisms for public education. So thank you very much for this presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Wilcox. Dr. Joyner?
This, what has just transpired is a great example of the power of public education. Specifically, when we recognize, if we study American education history, that public education has always been contested terrain. When Thomas Jefferson first started that movement, he excluded poor whites. Of course, he didn't believe slaves had any intellect. And it's been a battle from the jump to try to secure funding for public education. In spite of that, we're able to produce students like Andrea, or Andy, as she is known to her colleagues from Jackie Robinson and Hill House. I don't think anyone could have done a more eloquent presentation than what she just did and every one of you have full-time jobs, and you show up at every meeting, and you do the best you can with what we have. And we have results like this. There's a little story about how our kids not only graduate and do well, but they help each other. When Janelle was applying to Wesleyan this year, I thought it'd be a great school for her. She'd be close to home. It's a phenomenal school. I graduated from there. And we have a former graduate from Robinson and Hillhouse, Dr. Cliff Watson, that works there and in a pretty big position. And I sent him an email and I said, Cliff, can you help her? And I'm proud to say that she's now a student at Wesleyan. She has made the connection to Cliff, to Dr. Watson, and she's torn between cognitive neuroscience and history. And in 4 years, I think that we're going to have a whole lot to brag about in terms of Janelle, as well as the stuff she had to overcome. And she and Andrea are poster children for excellence in the face of adversity. And some of you sitting on that panel are poster adults for excellence in the face of adversity. And even though we have people come into public comment and give their side of what's wrong with our district, I'd like to ask them to think about moments like this. And I don't know if we have a single person on our staff that deliberately tries to undermine somebody's good fortune. I happen to believe that everybody that works with us and for us is doing their very best. There are always some exceptions. So this is a very proud moment for our school district, recognizing that going forward, we're going to have to continue to endure the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune and take C against the arm of troubles. And I'm really proud of our district. And I've seen enough school districts know that we really do quite well given the disadvantages that we face. So thank you for this report. Thank you for the work you've done as a board. Thank you to the administrators who are completely necessary and helpful, the teachers, the paraprofessionals, the custodians, anyone that has a role, parents, teachers, and the kids themselves. There are areas that we have to improve in, and we're going to get on that. And we're not going to rest until we give it every single child at least a chance. And if the parents and the kids are willing to match our commitment, then we'll continue to do well. There are very few systems like this. And I would invite people to read a little education history to know the challenges that people that look like this board have faced over time in order to secure a good education. So thank you very much, and we'll just keep pressing on.
Thank you very much, Dr. Joyner. Mr. Waters?
Thank you. I will say that most of what I wanted to say has been brought up by the previous two speakers. But again, the point I think that Mr. Wilcox made about the numbers really not just being numbers, but being actual children, actual students, actual families, people with actual experiences in our schools. I think that's the key thing, the key takeaway. And when we see these little red lines decreasing and the green ones increasing even incrementally, even if it's just a little bit at a time, these are big things for certain people in our community. And I just want to express my deepest thanks to, the teachers, the staff, the administrators, the community partners, everybody that's played a part in that. And I know that it's a direct representation, not only of the efforts of the people up here and the decisions we make, but really by everybody out there doing the student-facing work. And it's amazing what you guys do. And I just want to, make sure that I express my deepest and sincerest thanks for all that work that you do. I have known, through my experience, working at Yale and through my experience having my children in the public schools, I've known teachers that go way out of their way to create memorable learning experiences for the children. And I don't want to pick on you, Leslie, but I met you when I was working for World Fellows, and you were teaching at the MBA, and you would bring your students to World Fellows events so that they could be exposed to and learn about the issues of the day from a global perspective. I thought that was amazing, and I still think it's amazing. And I'm sure there are teachers that are doing that kind of work, every day in our schools. I've seen it. And it's that kind of initiative that I know is happening out there, that, we might not have all of the resources, we might not have all the money. And that wasn't even an official partnership. That was teachers being aware of what resources exist in the community that don't cost anything and using them creatively. There's such creativity in our classrooms, and largely in part because of our teachers and staff. And I just want to commend everyone that is involved in doing that, because I'm sure that these numbers are getting better because of that kind of attention and that kind of effort. The red numbers still exist, and those red numbers are still kids, and we have a lot of work to do. I'm happy, I'm delighted that we can celebrate these accomplishments together. And I see these challenges ahead. It's hard not to take them personally. That was actually something that Mr. Wilcox told me when I was first appointed to this board. We had coffee together, and he said, you're going to find that when you hear stories of ways in which we're not accomplishing the things that we want to accomplish, and kids are falling, between the cracks or whatever, that you do take it personally. I know that the folks on this board take it personally. I know that it hurts. So I will just, commend us for the work that has been done, challenge us to do as much as we can to get all of these red numbers into green, together with the teachers, staff, administrators, community partners, parents, families. When we work together, so much can be done. There's so much creative energy. There's such amazing resources that exist within our classrooms, within our communities. So keep up the good work. And, thank you, Dr. Negron. Thank you for, to everybody at Central Office that helps us evaluate our situation and where we are and where we're going. Thanks for everybody on the ground doing the work. And let's not give up. Let's not be defeated. Let's keep going and move forward.
Thank you very much, Mr. Waters. Just want to, I offer the same cheers and congratulations of the other board members. Things were said very eloquently, but also very truthfully. And one thing I want to highlight, which stems from what Mr. Waters last said about just evaluation, the district's embrace of data. It can be very difficult to have quality data, and it can be very difficult to keep improving the quality of our data. And I know that there's the capturing of information, the documenting of it, collating it to see what story is there, what picture is being revealed. Then the next step of trying to understand what we can see and what we're being shown. And then how we can be responsive to it. So I'm very thankful for the ongoing work to harness and collect our data, to pair it with the personnel notes that also eventually become data, the personnel wisdom and insight and skill that come from our staff and our partners, and also the families and the students themselves about what's going well, what can be better. And one of the things that I hope for our districts is that we continue to be responsive to what we see, that hopefully the data will allow us to provide additional supports where needed, and also to trade notes between our district internally around what's going well in one place and what can be improved in another place, and even allow other districts to learn from us and us to learn from them. Doing the work of data collection and data training can be extra work and often is extra work. And one of my hopes and dreams for our district is that we may continue to capture in a robust way, but in a meaningful way, what we're doing, how it's being done, and where we're seeing successes so that we may expand the success, particularly to the students and families that can utilize it more. And I also found myself hoping as our students graduate and go off, and not really hoping, but I think it's responsibility of the next organizations and institutions where we hand our students that they ensure the students complete their programming, that they go to school, that they don't graduate with a bunch of debt, that they actually complete their training, that they're able to get employment. And I think that's another piece or set of data that our district should get. How are we preparing our students for the next steps? Of course, they're getting in. Are they finishing? Do the schools that they're going to and the training programs they're entering have the proper support that allow our students to graduate, to come back to New Haven, achieve well-paying, meaningful jobs, and begin their families and careers on the right foot, and how our employers are also partnering in that matter. Dr. Negron, and to the district, just thank you very much for all of your work. Thank you for the leadership and all the service that happens every day.
On behalf of the district, I thank you, members of the board, for acknowledging the work, and rest assured that we remain focused on our strategic operating plan and continuing our due diligence in ensuring that we are bringing the necessary supports to our students so again, they can continue to thrive, graduate, and lead successful lives. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Negron, does this conclude your superintendent's report?
This does conclude my report tonight.
Thank you very much. Next on the agenda is the Governance Committee report. Dr. Benitez?
We have not, good evening, board members and the public. We do not have a report for this month because we had to postpone the meeting for a later date. So I will be reporting next board meeting.
Great, thank you very much. Any discussion? Seeing none, Teaching and Learning Committee report. Dr. Joyner?
No report. Actually, that presentation was a phenomenal summary of teaching and learning in the city, in our district. No report.
Indeed. Thank you, Dr. Joyner. Finance and Operations Committee. Mr. Wilcox?
The only thing I'll mention is that we will be meeting, as we always do, on next Monday. And one of the things that we're going to be looking at is a draft of the discussion calendar, the things that FNO will be looking in from now till the end of the year. So if anybody has any thoughts or anything they'd like to see reported on from a finance and operations standpoint, please let me and the committee and the superintendent know. Thank you.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, the students are not here for their report, but they will be joining us shortly again. Head Start Committee report, Mr. Waters.
The Head Start Committee has not met since the last regular board meeting.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, Food Service Task Group Committee report. I look forward to the next meeting of the Food Service Task Group, in particular to hear how the summer meals have gone, whether there's been an increase in participation, and also from our Food Gap team across the district in supplying food during the time that the summer period ends and the school year begins. Any discussion? Next, Citywide School Building Committee report, Dr. Joyner.
We actually don't have a report. We are trying to look to make sure that everything that was done is aligned with our policy. Mr. Wilcox and I have discussed this matter, and we'll reach a conclusion. But I also like to add that it's a good time to say this. Even though we haven't submitted his name yet, there's a large swell of support for naming the track after Gary Moore, who is actually, you can make a lifetime story about this guy. He's won, I can't even count the number of championships he's won. And he's also produced Olympians. In fact, she was a Jackie Robinson graduate, Monica Hargraves. And he's gotten so many kids scholarships to some of the top track schools in the country, University of Florida, so on and so forth. So his name is going to come up. That is a different type of recommendation because it's not a school, it's a facility at Florida Little. So we need to put our heads together. What I would recommend is that the board vote on it based on his exemplary work, and that we also do a survey like we do with everybody else to see, what the support looks like outside of the district. I can't envision anyone not supporting that because this man was doing all this work in a wheelchair for a time when he actually needed a kidney transplant, and he's an example of that type of drive and commitment and not giving up that we want to see in our portrait of a student, and as well as our teachers. And he's the Jackie Robinson of track. If you look at what he's been able to do in this city, at least in this area, and there are a great deal of kids in this country that have benefited from his work and that have won world championships. Terrell Wilkes is an example of someone who's won a world championship in track and field, and the countless number of All-Americans that he has actually created. He is worthy of some type of movie because his story and that of his wife, who's a chemistry teacher in New Haven as well, Michelle. He's just an exceptional human being. Never had time to feel sorry for himself when he was in real tough medical condition. And to see him get out of that wheelchair and to see the transformation in his body, because he fought so hard to not let what was happening to him define him or overwhelm him. He really is a phenomenal guy. And I'm hoping that we can come up with a way to honor him by naming the track after him. And it's a track where so many of his students have won state and actually in some instances national competition. So I'll leave that to the board for us to come up with something that is in alignment with our policy. We actually did it with Sal Verderam and Bob Lamel. And if that process is suitable to the board, we can get to work on that. And Mr. Wilcox and I will, and Dr. Benitez will take a look at our current policy and see what kinds of changes that we might need to make to take into account all the types of memorializations that we should do. So that concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Dr. Joyner. Any discussion? Ms. Downer?
Yes. I didn't know if Dr. Joyner knew this. Gary Moore Sr. was named the 2026 National Boys Track and Field Coach of the Year at
Yeah,
the
I did.
National High School
Uh-huh.
Athletic Coaches Association Conference in Coralville, Iowa.
Yeah,
So
I knew that. He texted me.
congratulations.
Right, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
That's okay. I just
Oh, yeah.
didn't, I just was waiting for you to say it. I saw it on the news, but definitely congratulations to Gary Moore.
Yeah, I got a text from him as soon as he got the award. And it just, I got very emotional about it because I know his story. And some of you might have known when he was going up and down the halls of hell in a wheelchair. But still, doing what he does best. And Michelle, Barack Obama was not the only person that had a Michelle. Michelle was right there doing the work. So thank you, Miss Downer.
Thank you, Dr. Joyner. Thank you, Ms. Downer. Citywide School Building Committee report, Mr. Wilcox.
We have not met since our last board meeting, so our next citywide meeting is this coming Thursday, 4:30.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, I move to enter executive session pursuant to Connecticut General Statute 1-206B and 1-210B 9 and 10 for discussion regarding strategy and negotiations with respect to collective bargaining, Local 24, Council 11, Local 90, and Local 777, Board of Education Trades, and discussion which may result in the disclosure of attorney-client privilege records, and discussion concerning strategy and negotiations with respect to pending litigation in the matter of Q Jackson with New Haven Board of Education, and discussion which may result in the disclosure of attorney-client privilege records. Is there a second? Thank you, Dr. Benitez. Who will be in the session?
We need to invite Attorney Barrera and our HR Director, Lisa Flugler.
Thank you very much. Let's vote. Dr. Benitez,
Yes.
Mr. Wilcox,
Yes.
Dr. Joyner, Dr. Joyner, you're on mute. Oh, you're on. Yeah, you're muted. I'll come back. Ms. Downer,
Yes.
Mr. Waters,
Yes.
Mayor Elicker,
Yes.
Dr. Joyner.
Yes, I had some technical difficulty.
No problem. Thank you. I'm a yes as well. We're now in executive session. Thank you. We have now returned from executive session. No decisions were made, no votes were taken. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So move.
That's been
Second.
moved and seconded. Ms. Downer,
Yes.
Mr. Wilcox?
Yes.
Mr. Waters?
Yes.
Dr. Benitez?
Yes.
Mayor Elicker?
Yes.
I'm a yes as well. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.